Yesterday, PlayStation held their State of the Play, and there's been a lot of drama surrounding this event, especially about the GOW trailer that they included. We're getting all sort of takes like we've seen in the past, where the shills are saying stuff like, gamers just don't want to play female characters, which is obviously not true. Gamers have no problem playing female characters if they're cool. And if they're not cool, yeah, no one's going to want to play as them. If they're cringe and lame, no one wants to play as them. And that goes for male characters too. If a male character is cringe and lame, no one's going to want to play that game. If the female character is cringe and lame, no one's going to want to play that game either. It's entirely down to how the character is written and the context around the game itself. And of course, if the character is cringe and lame and ugly, yeah, good luck. Good luck. Pirate Nation said the new God of War Faye spinoff is getting huge backlash for making the in-game character way uglier than Deborah Ann Woll, the voice and motion capture actress behind Faye. Sony did it again. You can thank the usual consultants showing that comparison. Oh my gosh, what on earth? Yeah, gamers are not the people that hate women. The people behind the scenes that do this sort of thing, they're clearly the people that hate women. Let's be real. This account SwitchUp, which claims to have 400,000 subscribers on YouTube.com, says in response to Pirate Nation, there is no huge backlash. No real humans care. What we have here are little man children who didn't realize that without makeup, a person looks a little different. I won't speculate as to why they don't know. As you can see, Madam Savvy responded. Here's what she has to say to that guy. Hi, I don't play games to play as mediocre hags made by insecure losers who manage to always scan in that one black lady just fine, but always mess up on the pretty ladies. No amount of Twitter likes is going to sell this game to people with standards. I play games for beautiful and interesting visuals along with good gameplay. This isn't it. Enjoy your corpo slop. That switch up man trying to say that this is just because she doesn't have makeup on in-game? Are you crazy, bro? First of all, to her credit, she's wearing minimal makeup on the left. And as you can see, she looks good. She looks pretty. She's already wearing way less makeup than like your average dime a dozen e-girl that you see all over the internet these days. And the one on the right, that's not an issue of not wearing makeup. Like, that guy's actually insulting her. The guy's basically saying like, oh yeah, without makeup, she looks like that. No, dude. You're the one that hates women if you're trying to say that she looks like that without makeup on. Crazy take. Not surprised you didn't realize that though. No, they definitely did something else to the in-game model, and it looks uncanny, and like, I don't know how to describe it besides just very unappealing. Like, you look at that and you want to look away immediately. And then we had similar discourse with the Twitch streamer Deputy Aru, who posted this saying, usually I roll my eyes at the this character looks bad crowd. But to be fair, I agree with him about Jean, because what the frick is this? Showing two screenshots from what's probably the Wolverine trailer that was also played during the State of Play. This other complete weirdo shill then responded to Aru and said, have you guys just never seen a woman in real life before? What's the problem? How is this any different than every superhero movie ever made? You're all a bunch of schizos. And Aru says, I am a woman in real life, you frickin' nut. You love to see these women call these lunatics out. I mean, these shills are so overt, man. Like, the worst points you could imagine. They have, like, the worst point that they could imagine, and they think, yeah, that's the take. Let me post that to twitter.com. Great. Real smart people, huh? YouTuber and streamer MrMattyPlays is also making the news. A lot of people are talking about his State of Play stream and how he apparently cut the stream early because he wasn't appreciating the chat's reception, which was largely critical of the games and especially of the God of War portion of the State of Play. Now, full disclaimer, I've never been a GOW fan. I've never played the games. They don't interest me. Not my sort of thing. If you like it, hey, that's cool. It's just not my sort of thing. But I was watching part of this trailer to get some context, and I'll show you this part of the trailer, and then I'll show you the part of MrMattyPlays stream as mentioned. But I was watching this, and I was like, dude, what are they doing here? This seems like it's the writing of Forspoken. Like, it literally seems like Forspoken 2.0. Go ahead and take a look.
No! No! Okay. I think they're gone.
Just be careful.
Fresh air. Oh, you're different.
You're a cube. Talking. You know what? It doesn't matter. How do we get out of here?
Yeah, we've tried. There's no way out.
And you're a talking sword.
I'm not the sword. I'm the ribbons, obviously. And my name is Rue. The cube is Frank.
I'm Faye. There has to be a way out of here.
A way out? But you're not even all here.
A talking jello and a talking ribbon, seriously? Like, it's just like the Forspoken thing where she had that talking piece of equipment, and the writing too in particular. But hey, you know, I'm a pretty reasonable person. To be fair, like I said, I haven't played these games. If this has been a thing for a while, I suppose that, you know, might have a more in-lore explanation. But given the reaction that people are having to this, that, you know, are actual GOW fans or were at one point, I don't think this was a thing before. For example, takes like this, writing, why does the God of Woman have millennial Quirk Chungus dialogue? It looked cool until the sword started talking. And apparently it wasn't even the sword, it was the ribbons on the sword. Oh my gosh, quirky. What's crazy is there's a clip of David Jaffe, the GOW creator, and he's even criticizing this. And he actually says, apparently, given the transcript, we'll see in a second, he says it's reminding him of Forspoken as well. And this is a guy who in the past was like mad at Vera Dark because she was criticizing AAA corporations, if I recall. He was mad at that. And he was like mad at Asmongold too. So it's crazy seeing this guy even finding this stuff so cringe that he's like calling it out and saying it's reminding him of Forspoken. Speaking of Vera Dark, we also had this. Keep this all in mind. We're going to get back to the MrMattyPlays clip. Then I'll probably play the Alanah Pearce clip, and then I'll end with the David Jaffe one. So just keep that all in mind. But here's the last bit of context before we get into the clip arc of the video, so to speak. So Account Nobody Has Spoken said, Alanah Pearce confirms that GOW Laffy is the game that she wrote on for Sony Santa Monica Studios. Vera Dark says, we can tell. We can tell. So we'll get right back to that as mentioned. We're going to start with the MrMattyPlays clip where once again he was doing his State of the Play stream. The chat was very critical and he apparently cut the whole show off early.
Okay. I don't know where to even start, dude. Chat, you guys just fucking ruined it again, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like, just like, I don't even know if I want to do these showcase streams anymore. I'm gonna be real. It's just like, it was a justifiably like annoying showcase, but I just see people getting mad at like the dumbest shit. Like, the problem with the game isn't because you play as a fucking woman. It's just like, not. It's just like, just didn't, I don't know. It didn't look different enough from like a, I guess, God of War to like justify this whole kind of redoing, like, new approach to it. I thought the aerial combat looked fine, but I mean, that was a big showing for, I don't know. I felt kind of flat during most of it, but again, it's kind of what I said with my 007 impressions. Like, I'm not a mark for these things, but you see me popping off about Wolverine, or like, I really like Pragmata. So I think it comes down to the type of game. But yeah, I got nothing more to say. I'm gonna hop off though. I got to think about if I want to do these types of streams. I don't know, man. It's just, it gets mad toxic, and it's like, I'm not trying to ruin people's vibes. It's like, I get it's only so much we can filter when there's a certain volume of people, but it's very disappointing. So I'm gonna hop off, guys. Thank you to those of you who did support though. I appreciate you, and we will talk soon. I'll make a video on the State of Play, so you can look forward to that at least. But I appreciate you guys.
And that's exactly where he seems to have ended his show. But again, if you're curious, he's apparently also going to be posting a video about his condensed thoughts on the State of Play and all that stuff. But as for now, that takes us back to Alanah Pearce and the 1.5 minute clip where she talks about how now she can finally come forward with information that she has worked on this new God of War game over at Sony Santa Monica years ago.
My heart's beating so fast. Genuinely, my heart is beating so fast right now. Oh my god. Okay. This is wild. Okay, context everybody, this is the game that I wrote. This is the game that I wrote on at Sony Santa Monica Studio for 4 fucking years and I've not been allowed to address for 6 years. Has to be complete secret. This is the fucking game that I wrote. But I thought they were just going to do a trailer. I didn't know it was going to be 20 minutes of gameplay.
Okay, most of that clip was her actually just being silent, staring at the screen, so I cut that all out. Ended up being like a 30-second clip. But remember how she said, like, she didn't realize it was going to be like a gameplay trailer? This has been a point of contention with a lot of people because it was supposed to be, according to the team, like a 20-minute gameplay trailer, but most of that was just a cinematic. So people were saying, seriously, 20-minute gameplay, and like 90% of this was just a cinematic trailer. And a lot of people were saying it was boring. They were bored by it. This was something even you may have seen on her own chat there. Some people were saying that the trailer was boring. And a lot of people on Mr. Matty's stream were also saying that it was a boring trailer and really lacked the gameplay part of gameplay trailer. And if you're not aware of why people are critical of Alanah Pearce, well, for example, this tweet compiles a few reasons saying, it's been confirmed that the writer of God of War Jaffe is none other than Alanah Pearce. She's known for her passionate defense of ugly AAA characters, particularly Mary Jane in Spider-Man 2, and her belief that games like Stellar Blade should be the exception rather than the norm. Huge double standards. Lastly, we've got the David Jaffe clip, but I want to show you one more thing while I got Mr. Matty's stream pulled up here. It's not related to him anymore. It's just conveniently still on my tab here on the browser. But another reason people are comparing this game to Forspoken is because of like the arm thing, where I don't remember the name of the Forspoken character, but that woman had like the talking cuff or whatever it was. Her like arm was a central ability to her combat techniques. And Faye also has this glowy arm thing as well as a talking object, that being the ribbons on the sword, as opposed to Forspoken's talking cuff thing. And similar thing going on here. We'll just play like 10 seconds of this. You can see she's using this like glowy arm thing that she has. So between that and the dialogue and everything, this is why people are drawing comparisons to Forspoken, and probably other reasons I'm not familiar with, because again, I've only looked into this to a pretty limited extent because it's really not my thing, like I said earlier. But that's like a pretty rudimentary explanation into, as mentioned, the comparisons that people are making. But now, thanks for your patience. Let's take a look at what David Jaffe, God of War Creator, has to say about this newest upcoming release.
The fuck was that? Jaffe? What the fuck is Jaffe? That looks like shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. It reminds me of that game Forspoken a little bit. I think that looks so uninspired, and it looks so dull. And you guys have to remember that is the opening of the game, probably, because it says X for new game. It's possible there's a prelude, but that seems clearly towards the opening. It's dead. That game is not going to do well for what they expect it to do. Here's my point. If you got rid of God of War, like, look at what the internet was asking for. A lot of people were saying, oh, well, maybe she gets to go into other pantheons. Okay, so do we get to see Chinese mythology, Egyptian, whatever, right? This just feels like Corey or somebody wanted to write a fantasy story. And I'm not saying, you know, it's not going to be rooted and grounded in some actual mythology of something. Maybe it already is, and I'm just not aware of it. But you've lost the gore and the violence that made the first game. You've lost the character. You already lost him after 2018 because he changed so much he wasn't Kratos anymore. Now you've lost the identifiable mythology of it. And you've also lost you've lost me with the cube. It's in the little Disney character at the beginning. It just seems, this seems like just a fantasy. Like if they would have taken God of War off the title and you didn't know the God of War story and there wasn't Kratos, it was just a story about this goddess who dies, you would not be talking about this game. In my opinion, really fucking goofy, man. Really fucking goofy that it's like that nobody pulled somebody aside and said, this is not God of War. I don't know what the fuck this is. This is like some fantasy novel that I didn't like it at all. And I'll probably play it for the stream because I'm sure there'll be interest. But if it wasn't for that, I have no interest in playing that game. I think it looks dull. It looks repetitive. It looks been there, done that. The cover is terrible. The name is terrible. I don't think that's going to be the final cover. It looks like Forspoken. It's got that flavor to it. It feels very uninspired.
And lastly, I'll close with this tweet that was funny. It says, a gelatinous cube named Frank is the dumbest, most millennial thing that they could have put in a God of War game. WTF. Who would greenlight this? And that's the latest, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.